I mean, like I said, I'm not a religious person. I haven't read the Bible. I don't know. I mean, I know that he didn't write it himself, so I take pretty much all of it with, as they would say, a grain of salt, I guess, is how I would look at religion in general.
Okay, but you have a worldview.
Of course.
Right, you answer the question, what's my meaning in life? What's my purpose? How am I going to treat people ethically? And what about death or life after death? So what's the worldview that you embrace? In other words, who or what have you put your faith in?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a person that feels like morality has to come from religion. I believe in the golden rule and accepting people for what they are, and, respecting people until they disrespect you, and that's pretty much it, That's
okay, why do you believe in the golden rule?
Well, I mean, just out of convenience sake, initially, if you do unto others what you would want them to do to you, then everything's going to go a little bit smoother. I mean, it makes sense on a moral level, on a logical level. Yeah.
Okay, now in light of the fact that it was Jesus who said, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you," doesn't that give him some credibility in your view?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that is. I mean, I'm not trying to say that Jesus was uncredible. I'm saying your argument, this conversation out here, is not helping anybody. It's not helping. It's not helping us. It's not helping. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to attack Jesus. You're trying to spin me to make it to where I'm saying an anti-Christian statement or an some sort of anti-Jesus statement.
No, you just say whatever you want to say. I'm not trying to spin you or anything. I'm trying to genuinely ask you, what do you believe? What are you living for? And what's the evidence that what you're living for is true?
I mean, really, I like to embrace the mystery of life, I know I have lots of friends from different religions, and I take the idea that there is no one true religion. I take the stance that I'm sure Jesus, as the man that he was written to be, would not condemn anybody for what they believe in. I mean, as long as they were peaceful and friendly to their fellow man, I mean, what do I believe in? I don't know. I don't know where we came from. No one knows. I'm not going to know what happens after I die until I die. You know what I'm saying? So I just got to live as well as I can while I'm here,
Okay.
I feel like religion tries to answer sometimes questions that can't be answered,
Good.
If you look at a tribal religion or something, or some peoples before Christianity, or that have never been taught Christianity unless they were, manipulated to believe in Christianity. People try to answer questions that there's not necessarily, where do we come from? What happens after we die? My wife just died. What is going to happen now? And so they pray. People first prayed, sun gods, nature gods, trying to get crops and stuff. And I'm just saying, I don't think I'm not saying one religion is any better, any worse than any other. I'm saying the conversation, the divisiveness that comes from that sort of attitude is one of the reasons why our world is messed up today. And I'm saying your conversation, the arguments you've been having all week over here, I don't really know what it's helping, I don't really know who it's helping. That's all I'm saying.
All right, well, you've made some truth statements, haven't you?
I hope so. I mean, it's hard for me. I think all these good things to say, and then once I get up here, I get kind of riled up, and I don't say is what's exactly coming off what I'm actually should be saying, and then you spin it to make me sound like an idiot. So it's tough, You're used to this stuff,
I haven't spun anything, sir. I'm listening to what you say, and I respond based on what you say.
Okay.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I've heard you say is, tribal people just sort of believe in their certain religion. Some people believe because it's been forced upon them, through colonization or imperialism.
Unfortunately.
Right. So these poor people are rather ignorant. But what you've come to realize is the truth. And the truth is that it really doesn't matter what you believe when it comes to religion. Have you said that or not?
No, I don't think
okay, I'm sorry. What have you said?
That's what you've taken from it.
Well, please correct me.
I've said what I said. I'm not going to correct you. I said what I said. What you can take from it is what you can take. What everyone else that's been saying.
Did you not say that it really doesn't matter what religion you are? They're all the same, and that all religion is basically based in ignorance.
I said that no religion was better than any other religion, or worse,
right?
And that the divisiveness that comes from the thinking that your religion is the right religion is one of the reasons why the world is messed up today. That's
All
word
right.
for word what I said.
Some
you
religions
can take
teach.
that how you want. You can take that how you
I
want.
think it's rather clear what you're saying. If you think about the logical
Well,
ramifications of what you're saying.
And you're spinning all these words that I haven't even said.
Yes, you did. You talked very clearly about people don't know about it, but it's forced on them.
I'm saying in general, it's hard to know what's going to happen or where we came from unless you. I mean, it's a leap. You can't argue science. You can't argue logic versus faith because it's a leap of faith. It's outside of reason technically in that sense, as far as like where we came from or where we're going. It's.
Yes, and you have faith also. You expressed that faith when you said, and all religions are essentially the same. That's a faith statement. You don't know that.
I didn't say that. I said no religion is better or worse than any
Fine,
other.
no religion is better or worse.
There's one true right religion. Is the divisiveness that comes from that is one of the reasons why the world has problems consistently since humans have been here. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but some religions say there are many gods. Jesus Christ says there's one God. Religions say work your way to heaven. Jesus says you can't work your way to heaven. It's a gift that God gives you by His grace. Siddhartha Gautama Buddha never talked once about God, so the existence of God is totally irrelevant to Siddhartha Gautama Buddha. Obviously, Muhammad and Jesus taught that there is a God. So they're obviously contradicting each other, which means they can't all be the same. Either they're all wrong or one of them's right, because they all make truth claims.
Well, see, and this is exactly the attitude that I'm talking about, the divisiveness that comes from thinking that your one religion is the right way.
Yeah, but what it sounds like to me is that you have a truth claim out here.
You're putting down Buddhism because they don't assign an actual God to something. So you're saying that is obviously an inferior religion to what yours is. What other religions do you want to put down as worse than what you believe? What other gods do you want to put down as not as good as your God? Because that's what I'm basically getting when I hear you talk.
I'm not putting down any religion. I am raising the question of truth, reality.
Yeah, I don't
There cannot be no God and a God at the same time. That's a contradiction. So when you make the statement that all religions are essentially equal, how can you believe that in light of the fact they contradict each other? Is not what you're really saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, there really is no God. These different religions come up, but they're all fantasies. They're all wrong, because in reality there's no God. Or are you saying there is a God, but this God is impersonal, which means this God really doesn't care what you think about God. You can think that God's a white male. You can think that there are many gods. You can think that God is a female. God doesn't care what you think about it. So what are you saying when you say all these contradictory religions are all equal? What do you mean by that?
I'm just saying the religion that you're promoting or whatever you're trying to promote here, there's people in other countries and other parts of the world that are saying that their one religion is the right way and their God is the God, and that divisiveness that comes from that sort of attitude gets people nowhere. It gets nowhere. So
what I hear you saying is all the people in all the world religions are wrong. You are right. All religions are the same. You've said it over and over again.
You're part of the problem, not part of the solution, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Religious fundamentalism.
Well, fine, all right. You can make all the personal attacks you want, but still, the question... No, I am pointing out the inconsistency of acting like, if I say all religions are the same, that I'm not making a truth claim that contradicts the majority of people on the planet. You've got to understand, when you stand there and say, all religions are the same, are equal, you are contradicting the Muslim, the Jew, the Buddhist, the Hindu, the Christian, which is fine. You have every right to do that. I respect your right to do that.
Well, see, what you're doing
but what you've got to realize is you're making your own truth claim. And that truth claim that you're making is a statement that either God does not exist, which means all religions are equal, meaning by that all religions are fantasies that people just construct, or if there is a God, he's just an impersonal force. And God doesn't care what you think of him. You can think that he's a 6'1" white male. You can think God is a power. You can think God is electricity. It doesn't matter because it's all equal.
Out of order, disconnected, busy signals disaffected. It's all static cyberspace. Information without a face. Give me an answer. Don't waste my time. Tell it to me straight. The truth is getting hard to find. I have objections to what I've learned. I have questions and concerns. Give me an answer.